Hare Krishna. Today we are going to hear about Gita Mahatmaya, chapter 10, the glories of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10. So, Sri Shiva said to Mother Parvati, I will now relate to you the glories of the 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which in itself is a stairway to the spiritual world. So in Kashipuri, there was a Brahmana of the name Dhira Buddhi, who was very dear to Lord Shiva, as Nandi his carrier is. So he was always peaceful, and all of his senses were fixed in the glorification of Lord Shri Krishna. So wherever that Brahmana would go, Lord Shiva is saying, I used to follow him with great love, so that I could protect and serve him. Seeing this, Lord Shiva's eternal servant Bhringiridhi, he inquired from Lord Shiva, what kind of austerities and other pious activities has this great devotee performed that you are personally rendering service to him? So hearing Bhringiridhi's inquiry, Lord Shiva replied, once in Kailash Parvat, in the garden known as Punang, Lord Shiva is saying that I was enjoying sitting in the moonlight, and suddenly there was a great wind which caused the trees to shake with a very loud noise. Shadow was cast all around as if a mountain was moving. Suddenly in the sky a very large bird in the color of a rain cloud appeared. Due to the flapping of its wings, it was causing the trees to shake and the dust to swirl around. Suddenly, the bird landed on the ground and offered his respects and prayers to me. Like this, Lord Shiva is saying. The bird offered its respect and prayers to Lord Shiva, along with a beautiful lotus flower. So, after hearing the bird's prayer, Lord Shiva inquired, who are you and where are you coming from? You look like a swan, but your bodily color is that of a crow. Then that bird said, please understand, Lord, that I am the swan carrier of Lord Sri Brahma. And the reason I have attained a black color, I'll relate you. Like this, the swan started narrating. Just close to Saurashtra, Surat, there is one beautiful lake from where this wonderful heavenly lotus flower has come from. Like this, the swan is narrating. And I had been enjoying there for some time. Just I was flying off from that place, I suddenly fell to the ground and my body took on this black color. At that time, I was thinking to myself, how have I fallen down and how has my body, which was white like camphor, turned black? While thinking in this way, I heard a voice coming from the lotuses in the lake. Oh, swan, get up. I'll tell you the reason why you fell down and your body turned black. At that time, I got up and went to the center of the lake, where there were 5 extraordinary beautiful lotuses, out of which came a very beautiful lady. After circumambulating her, I inquired as to the reason of my falling down. Then that lady, she replied, oh black swan, while you were flying, you flew over me, and due to this offense, your body has now become black. When I saw you fall down, I felt sorry for you. Thus, I called you here. Like this, the lady is saying to the swan. When I open my mouth, the scent emanating from it is able to purify at once 7,000 black bees who can immediately attain admission into the heavenly realm. My dear king of birds, the reason I have such power, I will tell you. Like this, the lady, she is narrating. Previous to this birth, 3 births before, I was born in a Brahmana family and my name was Saroja Vadana. My father had always instructed me in the principles of chastity. So when I got married, I served my husband very faithfully. One day I found a manna, that is a black bird, and due to looking after it, my service to my husband became affected, for which he became angry and he cursed me, saying, oh sinful woman, you will become a manna in your next birth. So in my next birth, I became a manna, but due to my following the principles of chastity strictly, I managed to come in contact with some sages who kept me at their ashram, and one of the saint's daughter used to look after me. While staying there, every morning and evening I would hear the recitation of the 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, due to which in my next birth I attained the body of an Apsara in the heavenly planets, and I was called as Padmavati. So one day I was traveling in a flower aeroplane when I saw the beautiful lotus flower on this lake. Coming here, I started to enjoy in the water. At that time, Durvasa Muni arrived and saw me completely enjoying in water. Being afraid of him, I immediately took on the form of 5 lotuses. My 2 arms became 2 lotuses, and my 2 legs became 2 lotuses, and the rest of my body became the fifth lotus. From Durvasha Muni's eyes, fire started to emanate. He said, "Oh, sinful one, you will stay in that form for 100 years. After cursing me, he immediately disappeared. But fortunately, I was able to remember the 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And today I have become free from the curse due to your crossing over me. You fell to the ground and your body became black. But if you hear from me the 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, you will be able to become free from this situation." After Padmavati had completed reciting the 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, she left in an airplane for Vaikuntha. After that, the swan said to Sri Shiva, "I came here and offered this beautiful lotus flower from that lake." So now Sri Shiva said to Mother Parvati that after that black swan completed his story, he immediately gave up his body and took birth in a Brahmana family as Dhira Buddhi, who from his childhood always chanted the 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And whoever would hear that chanting from him would attain darshan of Lord Sri Vishnu, who is holding the Shankha and Chakra. Whether they are fallen and addicted to intoxication or even killers of Brahmanas, they would attain the darshan of Lord Sri Vishnu, holding the Shankha and Chakra. For that reason, my dear Bhringiridhi, I am always serving Dhira Buddhi. So, my dear Parvati, when one may be male or female, sannyasi or grihastha, in fact, whatever situation one may be in, if he chants the 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he will attain the darshan of Lord Sri Vishnu. Hare Krishna.